hao from Shanghai, China. In this video, I'm going to be visiting 3 of Shanghai's largest and most important Buddhist temples. So today I am at Longhua Temple Complex. Beautiful place. This is the largest and oldest temple in Shanghai, so it's really, really important. And so far it is a complete maze. I am completely turned around and lost, which is great because I can just explore all day. What an amazing thing to see. This is the main gate here. I'm actually surprised that there are so many people here. I had read online that it's not super popular with tourists because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot of things nearby to see. But as you can see, there are a ton of people here. Look at the construction of it. All of these interlocking wooden pieces. Look at the detailing in this roof. This is a dome with thousands of wooden carved brick things. Wow. I realized that I think I was actually correct when I guessed that there weren't going to be a lot of tourists here. These people are here actually for worship. They're actually participating in the temple, like not as tourists. Although I guess you could say they are religious tourists. Look at this window carved out of stone. And it's huge. Everybody loves this cat. He's so chubby. Oh, he's coming. Come here. He doesn't care about anybody. I feel like this cat is a divine being. Incarnate. Even the ground has amazing craftsmanship, lotus and cloud motifs. This is not one temple, it is a temple complex, so there are several temples, several buildings within this entire complex. Each one is really individual, very unique in their art and craftsmanship that they have inside of them. I'm actually really struggling to capture all the details of these temples because I don't really want to be filming too much because there are a lot of people here actually worshiping and stuff like that, so I don't want to make them overly uncomfortable by just recording everything. Every inch of each of these temples is covered with unique artwork and craftsmanship, wood, paintings, jade, just everything is super thoughtfully made. Fortunately, I'm just not able to record everything in the detail I want to. So I had mentioned that this is the oldest temple in Shanghai. The first temple that was built on the site was in 240 AD. I think that was the year, 240 AD. Obviously the one that's here now is not the original. It's been rebuilt many times. It was destroyed in wars and fires, like all sorts of things. The one that's here now has been built in various stages over the years. So because the temple is so old, that means that it actually predates the founding of the city of Shanghai. Shanghai as a city was founded in 1291, so considerably later than this temple was founded. It's been really cool to look around here. It's actually the first major complex that I've looked around in Shanghai. I've been really impressed with the craftsmanship of the buildings as well as the statues. I'm not hugely knowledgeable about Buddhism, but hopefully that is something I can learn about as I go along. Welcome to the Jade Buddha Temple. The Jade Buddha Temple isn't actually that old in comparison. It was originally built in 1882, but then that original building burnt down in 1911, and this current structure was rebuilt in 1928. So it's actually less than 100 years old, but it actually feels way newer than that. Everything is super well maintained. If I was told that it was built 10 years ago, I would believe that also. This has been a lot more peaceful than the Longhua Temple, that's for sure. Not nearly as many people. Have you ever seen such flawless orchids? I feel like they must be all of the orchids in China in this one temple. Look at this wood architecture. Almost everything is made completely out of carved wood. They're probably out hunting for the day. But that is so cute that they have a house for the temple cats.
Best house I've ever seen.
There are two Jade Buddhas at this temple complex. And one of them is inside here, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to take photos or videos inside. But it is a seated Buddha. It's about maybe 6 feet tall, and it's more of a like beigey gray, not like the full-on green jade. This is a lot larger than I expected it to be. I thought that it was going to be like 3 or 4 feet long, but it's actually like, I don't know, maybe 15 feet long. And these two particular Jade Buddhas were imported from Myanmar. The main things that I really enjoyed about the Jade Buddha Temple is the woodwork. Wood is in such good condition. It's so shiny and new, which is pretty unusual actually. Like most things are older than 100 years, which is a weird thing to say. So the wood here just looks so fresh and clean and new, but also maintains like the high craftsmanship the intricate carving over every surface. And then, of course, the Jade Buddhas themselves. China is, of course, very infatuated with jade and has been for millennia. And since being in China, I'm just finding myself absolutely in love with jade also. I want jade everything. I really enjoy looking at things carved out of jade. It's a really difficult stone to work with. It's super, super hard, so it's very difficult to actually carve. So the craftsmanship involved in making a carving out of jade requires a lot of skill, and that in combination with just how beautiful the actual stone is. Here is Jing'an Temple, right next to a modern shopping mall. Welcome to Shanghai. Whoa! Welcome to Jing'an Temple. This is the last temple on my list of the 3 biggest temples in Shanghai, China. Take a look at this construction. This is such an elaborate complex. The original Jingan Temple was built 1800 years ago, but of course has been demolished, reconstructed, destroyed, reconstructed many, many times. This most recent version here was built in 1983, so it's actually very, very recent. I like how these pillars look almost just like raw wooden logs. Jing'an Temple is also known as the Temple of Peace and Tranquility, and used to be called the Bubbling Well Temple. Everyone is trying to throw coins into this big well here. I get the impression that this temple was designed with tourism in mind. whereas the other ones are so much older that they were specifically for the needs of the Buddhists. And the way I think that is because there are these walkways all around on like 3 or 4 floors. There's even viewing platforms. And it is also an admission to get in here for tourists. So yes, I feel like it was designed more for tourists than the other 2 temples, which is neither a good or a bad thing. It is both a good and a bad thing, I guess you would say. Look at the woodworking on this. This Buddha is 8.8 meters tall, and it is made of 15 tons of silver.
I want to make sure I have this right. So this is 15 tons of silver. Assuming pure silver, 1 kilogram at the moment is 2,100 Canadian, and I just checked all this. So 2,100 per kilogram times 1,000 would be 2.1 million-ish per ton, assuming metric tons, times 15 would be a little over 30 million. And it's closer to 32 million. So that there is 32 million Canadian dollars worth of silver.
Wow.
That's insane to fathom.
I am obsessed with the wood lattice work in this room. After being to these 3 different major temples in Shanghai, I feel like I may have a bit of recency bias towards this temple. I really feel like this one is the most impressive, grand, large-scale temple, but I am aware that I am a victim of recency bias quite often. But the reality is they all have remarkable craftsmanship in all areas of their buildings, their statues, their artwork. They're really beautiful pieces dedicated to Chinese folk religion and Buddhism as a combination. And it's really, really amazing to be able to observe this kind of art and architecture.